Is someone there? Help me, help me. I can't move. Who's there? No, wait! Don't leave me! Thank you, whoever you are. I was this close to taking my last breath. You found me just in time.
I've located the victim. Mr. McBiscuit has sustained a nasty knock to the noggin and don't remember naught about it. Happily, he will recover. However, aggravated thumping is a serious offence, and I've no choice but to treat every one of you as suspects.
Outrageous!
But I never touched him.
Until our thumper is caught, nobody leaves this house. Nobody comes in, and nobody goes out. Not till I know the person who done it.
I know who did it. Spies from abroad. Saboteurs from the South Sea.
Thank you, Major. That's enough of your doolally chatter for now. Only cold, hard facts can solve this mystery.
Solve this mystery?
That's right. By the book. You know, burden of innocence and proof of purchase and all that. That's how real investigations. Now, what's that contraption?
My latest prototype, Constable. The Deductomatic Mystery Solver.
Deductomatic? Is that what's been taking money out of my savings account?
Oh no, Mrs. Gabberly. The Deductomatic harnesses unused brain power to solve mysteries.
If you're pointing the finger, Wallace, any accusation must be backed up by hard fact and proven according to the law.
Well, that is, it should be working. Aha! I've got it!
Right then. Tell us, Wallace, who thumped Duncan McBiscuit?
Who done it? Who done it? Oh, that can't be right.
We're waiting.
Just a moment. Any idea who done it, lad? You wouldn't mind pointing him out, would you? It was Poogie Woo and Tinky Wee.
Two wee pups laying Duncan low? That's daft, that is.
Aye, silly that.
The very idea of accusing my dear doggies. How absurd!
Aye, quite absurd. Absurd, eh? Nothing is absurd before the law.
Here we go.
It is the absurd claims the law takes most seriously. For if the absurd cannot expect justice and a fair hearing, then who among us can?
He's got a point.
We must treat this accusation according to the law. The law requires proof. Proof requires... hold on. Proof requires three things. First, the motive. Why did the suspect thump Duncan McBiscuit? Second, the weapon. What was he thumped with? Third, a witness. Who can collaborate, corroborate, back up your accusation? Do you have a motive, a weapon, and a witness, Mr. Wallace?
I'll just recalibrate the inference-ometers. There we are.
What'll it be? Motive, weapon, or witness?
Where to begin? Right, that's the one.
What's the one?
Motive. I've solved the motive.
Excellent! Tell us why Wodgy Podge and Tinky Pink thumped Duncan McBiscuit. Well, out with it, man.
Just a moment. Can you spare a motive, lad? If you've got one, give it here. The motive is Mr. Paneer.
Me? Ridiculous.
I agree with the Major.
The motive is sabotage. That's what spies do.
The only thing sabotaged is my sanity.
Spies!
Yes, we heard you the first time. Now, Wallace, your motive doesn't stand up.
Oh. Oh, perhaps I miscalibrated the conductivator whatchamacallit.
All right, that's enough of that. Everyone can go about their normal business, but remember, nobody leaves the house until the mystery is solved.
Once I have the deductomatic properly calibrated, this case will be elementary, dear Gromit, elementary. In the meantime, why don't you, sniff up some clues for the deductomatic to process, eh, lad? You might start with the constable there. I expect he's got some juicy leads.
I've got the suspects right where I want them, written down on the official constabulary notepad. I'll crack the case with this, I will.
Eureka! I've got it!
You sure this time, Mr. Wallace? I'll summon the suspects. Right. You have accused Felicity's diminutive dogs of thumping Duncan McBiscuit. To prove it, you need a motive, a weapon, and a witness. Where do you want to start?
Cracking! Now we'll know the truth.
The truth about what?
The witness. I've identified the witness.
Good show. Tell us who witnessed, Tinky Woo and Podgy Wee assaulting Mr. McBiscuit. Well, out with it, man.
Just a moment. Who would you pick for a witness, lad? The witness is Mr. Paneer.
You don't mean me, do you?
How many other Paneers are there then?
Well, there's me, of course, and...
So, what did you see? Did you see who delivered the thumping to Mr. McBiscuit?
It was dark. I couldn't see a thing.
I see. Your witness isn't credible.
Oh. Sorry, it is only a prototype.
All right, that's enough of that. Move along now, everyone.
Honestly, what's a waste of time to themselves, you know?
Who would have thought our little do-it-yourself beach resort would be the scene of a crime? All we need to solve the mystery is a motive, a weapon, and a witness.
It's got to be one of these three, but which one? Do you sense something, boy? She clearly had a motive, and perhaps under that soft, knitted exterior lurks the soul of a hardened thumper. I must question her.
I've deactivated your call box, Gromit. Never fear, I'll put it right after our guests have gone. I'm afraid our supper gong won't be seeing any more use this evening. Watch your step, Gromit. That's a slippery slope. Simpler times, eh, lad? Silicon flowers. Lovely, but not particularly fragrant.
You shouldn't eat candy floss, Mr. Paneer. Bad for your teeth.
Oh, I'm not eating it. I just like having something to hold.
You must try to stop worrying so.
What? The thumper? Who knows where he'll strike next?
I don't think there is a thumper. I think Duncan just fell over and wandered off by himself. He's a clumsy oaf, you know.
Aye, he is heavy on his feet, that's for sure.
He'll bounce back. He always does. It's Poochie Woo and Tinky Wee I'm worried about. Those silly accusations hurt their feelings. I just hope playing dress-up will lift their spirits. A new look is a tonic for the soul, don't you find?
Afraid I don't know how to play dressing-up games as it happens.
Doggy dress-up, silly. I just need to pick the right outfits. So many to choose from. Hello there, Gromit. Would you like to play doggy dress-up? Do you like the pretty pictures? My poor little darlings. They loved the fashion shoot, but they were so agitated they couldn't sit still. Do you know what upset them? Some horrid person stole Mr. Squeaky. Isn't that awful? Mr. Squeaky's only a bone, but he's absolutely their favourite toy. The three of them are inseparable. Personally, I think it was that constable. Who else could be so cruel as to steal from a couple of helpless little puppies? His holiday didn't turn out quite the way he planned, did it? He's like a little boy, crazy for candy floss. My poor little Duncan. All he wanted was to take me out on a date. Perhaps I'll let him, if we ever get out of here. He looks so happy. I can't imagine Wallace at the real Blackpool. Not my best shot. He thinks he's so important. Oh, Mrs. Gabberly is as cute as kittens. Or strays, anyway. Oh, the Major seems to have lost his bearings.
Ah! Oh, it's only you, Gromit. For a moment I thought... well, never mind. I'm sorry, lad, but if you want some candy floss, you'll have to get your own. I'm rather... attached to mine.
You debonair doggy, you.
Good to see you, Private. This is no time for cooking. We need to conserve our rations until the last terrible hours. Watch your hindquarters, Private. There are spies about. Saw 'em myself, dragging off that Duncan chap. Not a pretty picture. Checking provisions, eh? Good military planning. Who knows how long that fool of a civilian constable will keep us cooped up? Best start rationing now, before panic sets in and we have to eat our pack animals. Or each other.
But you do admit you had a motive.
I did, and I could have thumped him, buried him, and drowned him twice over since I've been down here. None of you lot seems worried about that, though.
That can't be everywhere, Miss Gabberly. Not with so many suspects to interview.
More important than tending the victim of the crime, is it?
Look here, I can't stand around chatting all day. I've a thumper to catch. See that you don't leave the house.
Mr. Gabberly promised he'd run shop for me. Imagine him downstairs, face to face with actual customers. He took quite a thumping, didn't he? Can't say he didn't deserve it. Still, can't leave him to rot all on his lonesome. Someone's got to tend to the great lug.
Oh,
He's coming round.
oh, my head. Somebody stop the spinning. There's a whirlpool I'm in.
Don't fret, Pat, you've had a nasty knock. Did you see who thumped you?
No, but I can almost remember what hit me. The terrible weapon that laid me low,
You
it's...
saw the weapon, what hit you?
I think so. It was... Oh, I can't remember a thing. My brain's been boggled.
Ooh, you've got amnesia, you have.
Amnesia? Oh, not that as well as a bang to the head. Is it fatal?
Just take things step by step, Chuck. What's the last thing you can remember?
Well, I were upstairs, getting set for a jump down yon slide, but something wasn't right. Them little dogs of Felicity's were underfoot, and they wouldn't shut their yaps. Duncan McBiscuit doesn't take guff from yapping wee dugs, so I grabbed that bone toy of theirs and took it away. They didn't like it one bit. Oh, no! Best part was, when I squeezed the wee toy, it drove them crazy, because it made this noise. This noise. Och, what was that noise? I can't recall. My brain's turned to haggis.
Don't fret, Pat. Just rest. It'll come back to you.
That's it! The sound of the toy! Now I remember.
Go on, then what happened?
Oh, I kept the toy and chucked the wee doggies down the slide. They didn't like that one bit neither. I was having a grand time. I wanted a wee picky to remember by, so I went down to that photo thingamajig. I struck a manly pose and I was... Oh, Crivens, it's all fading away. I'll be forgetting my own name next.
Oh, don't get yourself in a twist, love. It'll come back to you.
That's right. I remember.
Go on.
I was taking a picky, holding a stick of candy floss. Oh, I love that stuff, me. I got my hunger up. Just then, like an answer to my prayers, the gong sounded for supper. I came to table, and there I found heaven, my lovely lass Felicity. I remember the fine, sweet smell of her, like... She smelled like... Oh, blast it all! My nose is a blank! I cannot recall!
Give it time, love. You'll remember.
Oh, that's no help.
Mr. Gabble is news agent, now open for business. Is that a customer I hear?
Now with 100% fewer bossy wives. Oi, you want to shop here, you gotta follow my rules. Do you hear? Take what you like and I'll put it on slate. Missus will sort out payment later. Got that? Oi, and don't nick nothing while you're about it. Blimey, that were easy. I don't know why Winnie makes so much fuss. Read all about it. That news from around world. Though I only ever read football, of course.
That's it! The sweet scent of felicity! How could I forget? I remember everything now! I'm cured! You've cured my ham knees! You cured me, and I were a right numpty with you, weren't I?
Still are, I reckon, but don't go weepy on me now. Tell me what happened after you sat down to supper.
I was making a toast when the lights went out. My eyes were adjusting to the dark when... thump!
Who thumped you?
Och, I never saw who, but I saw what. The supper gong mallet! That's what hit me!
The supper gong mallet? You sure, Chuck?
Sure? Oh, aye! Look what it did to me!
Ooh! That's a crime, that is. No wonder your mind's been a blank. What kind of person would do that? They should be locked up. You go back to sleep now, love. Get some rest.